What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below, as usual. Um, this one's entitled You Can't Be Trusted with Success. I've noticed this over the years. There are people who are successful and and you can trust them with success. And then there are other people who are successful and you can't trust them with success. And I'm going to list some things that I've noticed about the people you can't trust with success. And the opposite is of what I say is why you can trust people with success. But a lot of times people, I'm focusing on what you need to know. Um, a person that you can't trust with success is a weak-minded person. And what I mean by that is when you're successful, you're gonna take losses. There's no such thing as a successful person that doesn't take losses. You might have growth and gains in your success in your endeavors, but getting there you're gonna take losses. And weak-minded people can't handle the losses. They can't handle the adversity that goes along with being successful. So they kind of skirt around it, and they have a tendency to, if if it's an easy win, they up front. They up front and center. They're all in the flashing lights. If it takes a little work, now they're delegating responsibility to somebody else, and they're barking at people like, you need to handle that. Because they're really not a boss like that. They want all of the shine, but they don't want to grind. That's why you can't trust them with success, because when you become the face of something, they expect you to be the one to get it done. Or they expect you to have a track record of being able to get it done, so your name holds a certain amount of weight to it. People don't expect for when your name to come up, like, oh, that's just a face. Who you really need to talk to is this person over here, because that's who really gets it done. They just show up and try to take all the credit for everything. See, there's a difference. You gotta have just as much respect behind the scenes as you do in front of the camera. That's why certain people can't be trusted with success, because they're not trusted behind the scenes. Then you have the type of people who have no sense of self, like, and they let success get to their heads because they buy into all the trappings of success. If I'm successful, I have to have this to show that I'm successful, and that shows the world I'm successful, and this shows the world I'm successful. But truth be told, if you had a sense of self, you would actually enjoy the spoils of your victory in the way that makes you happy the most, not the way that projects your fantasy onto the world. And what I mean by that is, I like cars. I'm a muscle car guy. So success will bring me, I would want a muscle car. I'm not an exotic car guy. Like an exotic car, no, give me I'll get something, maybe a Shelby, ZL1, something like that. A GTO, I wouldn't, Hellcat or something like that, like just a muscle car, straight up muscle car. Might if I could go back old school and give me a Barracuda or a Road Runner, you know, I, I would do that. A Maverick, do that in a heartbeat. One of them AMXs, I ain't got a problem with that. That's who I am, you know. But I wouldn't turn around and say, "I'm gonna get a Lamborghini," cause yeah, they're gonna think I'm rich. Yeah, they're gonna see me pull up in a Ferrari. No, cause I don't like. That's not what I like. That's not who I am. But if I don't have a sense of self and I walk around, I like watches. Oh, I want the presidential Rolex. That's cool. I mean, I'm probably more of an AP guy. I'd rather the leather bands over the gold bands and stuff like that. So, that's when, that's the difference. Like I actually know what I like and know what I want, and know how I want to present myself. So it's not about, you know, being a fantasy. And you can't trust people with success who want to be a fantasy, because they're not themselves. They're a character that they want it to be, which usually puts other people off. That's why people say you got a big head, you need to be humble. And some people who become successful, people don't like working with them because of their ridiculous stipulations and idiosyncrasies, because it's not really of the person a lot of times, it's just of their persona. So, if you don't have a good sense of self, you can't be trusted with success. Um, People who can't be trusted with success are people who think that the quote unquote menial things are beneath them. Like some of the most successful people I know will still do like they could own a building but still sweep the floor. You get what I'm saying? Like they don't have a problem doing that. They like, this is my office. Oh, let me, let me touch that up right here. They don't have a problem um, doing another person's job if they're not there at the time. If stuff got to be done, nothing is beneath them, and no task is too small for them, and no task is too big for them. Like I get it done. Even they'll show you how to get it done. But people who can't be trusted with success, everything is beneath them. Oh, I'm not going to do that because I'm in this position. Oh, I'm not going to do that because I'm in this position. Oh, I've paid the dues to not have to do that. Because what's going to wind up happening is eventually they're just not going to do anything. They're just going to, and they're going to have a reputation of quote unquote being successful, but people are going to look at them like, what do you do? And that breeds people going from successful to incompetent. You can't be trusted with success, because once you get a taste of it, you start smelling yourself so much that you become become incompetent, because even the little things are beneath you, and that's horrible. But it happens. The people who can't be trusted with success are the people who, how can I say this? You can't trust a person with success who has a time schedule for when they're gonna work. If something has to be done, it has to be done. Successful people sometimes get stuff done in a short amount of time, and sometimes they have to put in extra work and get things done in a longer amount of time than they would like to. But the objective is to get it done. You can't trust a person with success who just wants to get it done when they feel like it. Because they're going to shortchange the process. Why some successful people are more successful than others is because they have gotten so much done that it looks easy to you, because they've been doing it for so long. they're, even if they showed up and something that took you 5 hours to do, they can do in an hour. That's because they've done that numerous times. It's second nature to them at this point, even if they haven't done it for a while. So don't confuse a person like that with a person who just wants to say, "Oh, I ain't got the time," because it's the other thing. You can't be trusted with success if your time is really focused on leisure. If you never have the time, you never have the time to work, but you have the time for happy hour. You don't have the time to work, but you have the time for vacation. You don't have the time to work, but you have time to procrastinate. You don't have the time to work, but you have time to yell at other people to do the work, so you can have time to go chase skirts. You can't be trusted with success because you're not gonna maintain it. And I think the most important thing that a person who can't be trusted with success, the signs of a person who can't be trusted with success, is they don't feel a responsibility to the people benefiting off of their success. You see, a successful person knows who's depending on them to continue to be successful, and that drives them to A, produce, or B, produce so much that you put these people in a position that they can be in your position at some particular point, and do that for other people. So if you're one of those people who you're successful but it's about you, then you can't be trusted, because the people who depend on you, they're always going to be left hanging. And you're going to need a team to be successful. And the one thing to have a successful team, you got to have people that know that everybody is out for the team. Some people may get a bigger piece of the pie, but guess what? The team eats. And if you're not a person who understands the idea that everybody eats, you can't be trusted with success. So we out.